Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. We have a very interesting topic for you today and it's relating to behavioral biases. Behavioral economics is something that helped us understand system 1, system 2 type of thinking, the conscious, subconscious reasons why we make particular decisions. And through this video, we're going to try and understand how those behavioral biases affect our decisions. In the next part of this video, we'll understand its implications for the luxury industry. Today, we're going to focus on what behavioral bias is, an overview of the luxury industry, and how the behavioral biases influence our decision making. In the next video, we're going to discuss specifically its implications for the luxury industry. Let's start with a brief overview of the luxury industry. Now, the luxury industry has been undergoing a change for the past 15 years, and we have seen a lot of independent brands become a part of major luxury groups. These groups are LVMH, Kering, Richemont, and we also see a couple of independent brands remain and staying strong, which are Hermes, Chanel, Armani, Dolce Gabbana, Salvatore Ferragamo, to name a few. The reason that we shared this structure with you is because it has started to affect the luxury marketing. Luxury marketing is very different from traditional marketing, and the emergence of these large luxury conglomerates and the digital proliferation has given to a hybrid kind of marketing. Now, this marketing is exclusive and inclusive at the same time. The exclusivity comes from its design, its quality, pricing, heritage, its craftsmanship, and the inclusivity comes by tapping into an aspirational consumer segment by launching products like logo t-shirts, slides, etc., which has helped these consumers buy into the luxury brands. This helps the luxury brands generate volume while at the same time add to its funnel of potential luxury consumers. So, where does behavioral economics come in? Behavioral economics is something that helps us understand the effect of psychology, the effect of system 1, system 2 thinking, the effect of conscious and subconscious biases into how we make our decisions. That is why it is known as behavioral economics. While most of the luxury brands have always played on the psychological underpinnings, there are now more than ever, but there are some brands that have perfected this. Let me show you an example. Hermes. Now, the most important or the most prized possession of Hermes is a Birkin bag, but it's not available for sale to almost any consumer. For being able to buy a Birkin bag, you need to be an Hermes customer for quite some time. You need to buy into the product, show your loyalty, and only after you have built your reputation, then you'll have a sales representative see if you check all the boxes, and only then you'll be put on a wait list to buy a Birkin bag. Another example that we wanted to discuss was the Dior collaboration with Nike for the Jordan line of sneakers. Now, this Dior Nike collaboration came in very limited quantity, so scarcity played a role, and it was sold out almost as soon as it was launched. The consumers which bought this collaboration were able to pick up their products from stores from designated stores which were not really frequented by the regular Dior customers. So what the company did by doing this is that the brand catered to a different segment of consumers, yet made sure that the presence of this segment of consumers did not annoy the consumers who are legacy Dior customers. So now we are able to understand the bias that various different consumers have in terms of the buying behavior, and how this luxury industry uses those bias to sell products in volumes while at the same time maintain an exclusive and elusive image. This brings us to the appeal of luxury. Let's start with who the luxury consumer is. Now, luxury goods are actually associated with high price, quality, design, craftsmanship, scarcity, exclusivity, and an aspirational lifestyle. Luxury consumers have characteristics which are seen by others as success, power, influence, and these perceptions symbolize being privileged, superior, and better than the others. As a result, the consumption of luxury products may have psychological benefits that make the consumers feel like they're part of a very exclusive group, which is very powerful and impactful. This can also yield social benefits like respect from the others, social recognition, and preferential treatment. This brings us to what are the segments of the luxury consumers. Now, there are different ways to categorize the segments. We'll do this on the basis of purchase behavior. Based on the purchase behavior, the luxury shoppers can be categorized into four main categories. The first is aspirational shoppers, second is moment of wealth shoppers, third is the dressed for the part shoppers, and fourth are the true luxe shoppers. How do we define all this? Aspirational shoppers are the ones who covet luxury brands but don't necessarily have the means to purchase the luxury brands on regular basis. Moment of wealth shoppers are the ones who save for a certain item but do not buy the brand very frequently. Dressed for the part shoppers are the ones who spend on high end items to appear as if they live a luxury lifestyle, but at the same time, they may not have the wealth to be a true luxury spender. This brings us to the true luxury shoppers, the ones who can purchase luxury items whenever they want without any financial concern. The luxury consumption embodies a powerful consumer motive that is to aspire, self enhance, feel superior, and enjoy a privileged lifestyle. And we can say that luxury appeals to the emotional side. Desire is the one word that can sum it up. This brings us to the various behavioral biases that influence our purchasing decision. In research, there are actually approximately more than 170 biases that inform consumer behavior, from anchoring to zero price effect. These subconsciously steer them towards various products and services. Today, we're going to focus on seven general biases that are in play. The first is consumers buy what they know. The science behind it is the status quo or loss aversion. For example, this is what was used by IBM long back when it launched the ad, "Nobody got fired for buying an IBM." The second is consumers buy with their heart, not with their head. The science behind is temptation bias, priming, or bizarreness effect. While most of the consumers are aware of the emotional hooks in advertising, often they can't help but fall for the appeal. The examples of this would be Cadbury's Gorilla, which left many perplexed as to why this particular uh, product is being sold in such a high quantity. The next is the Toyota Prius. Now, compared to its Honda's counterpart, Toyota was selling five times as much, but at the same time, people really could not define what is why a Prius and not a Honda made car. Some 57% of the Prius buyers said that the main reason for choosing the Prius was that it helped make a statement about them. Thirdly, consumers buy the simplest option. The science behind it is goal dilution. It's usually seen that when too many options are given to the consumers, they get confused and they crave for a more simplified view. And this results in better conversion. The simplified your product choices are, the better conversion you will see in terms of your products and services. That is why, if you remember, when you're trying to buy a SaaS based product, you'll always have three options, which can be categorized by marketers as good, better, best. And everybody, as a marketer, I would want you to choose for the middle option because it gives you something better than the basic option, but at the same time, not everyone can go in for the most professional option. We will also like to discuss the case of Apple here. Apple uses this concept very nicely and gives very limited buying options. For example, three phones for every line: basic, mini, and pro, in limited colors, and with mainly three memory options. The next is consumers buy what the crowd buys. The science behind it is the herd behavior. Consumers are influenced by buying behavior of others and they look for validation and assurance. And this is why review and rating platforms like Trustpilot have grown in influence, and one often finds them embedded into the heart of the business's homepage. The next bias is consumers buy what will gratify them now, not later. The science behind it is hyperbolic discounting and current moment bias. Behavioral science says that we value today more than what we will get tomorrow. And there are simple ways that businesses leverage this in, especially in terms of finance and delivery. Let me start with delivery. Everybody is aware of the Amazon same day delivery, 1 day delivery, 2 day delivery. It has helped Amazon market Prime, and to the extent that almost all of us now are Amazon Prime customers. Secondly, it is being used in finance. For example, if you're not able to afford the entire price today, buy now, pay later. And this has helped companies like Klarna and Afterpay make a niche into the finance segment, which is actually dominated by biggest banks. This brings us to the sixth one, which is consumers buy what makes sense in context. The science behind it is anchoring, decoy effect, framing, distinction bias, and scarcity. Context and how the options in front of us are presented influence the way the consumers buy. The first seen item always acts as an anchor, setting the price in the mind, and they compare it against everything else that they see from the brand. This is used both by the discounted retailers and the premium brands. Discount retailers have discounted products flashed at the store entry, which makes people feel like they will find the best discounts on all products, and that is usually not true. Most of the other categories are not nearly as discounted as the products at the store entry. Similarly, premium brands employ it in the opposite way by sharing something which is ridiculously priced and then offering to consumers an expensive option which now seems pretty reasonable. An example for the same is the 35,000 backpack by Roe. If you go to the website, most of the handbags are going to be priced within the 3,000 to 6,000 range. But by advertising a product like this 35,000 backpack, it has already set itself into the realm of maybe Hermes or Chanel. People start comparing the brand to those luxury brands. The seventh bias is people buy into brands that match their values and ethics. The science behind it is the commitment bias. Now, the brand Patagonia is a superb example of this. It is one of the brands to become a B Corp, one of the few brands to become a B Corp, and it has been dedicated to environment by donating 1% of its profits to the community. It also helps that they employ only people who buy into the brand. And Patagonia has distinguished itself by setting forward these characteristics. Like, for example, they had an ad, let me show you the advertisement. They had an advertisement of don't buy this jacket on a Black Friday, wherein they were telling people that if you do not need this jacket, don't buy this jacket. Also, they have a program wherein you can just send your old stuff to Patagonia, they'll repair it and send it back to you, which is given by this advertisement like better than new. So these are the seven biases that inform our purchasing decisions. In the next video, we're going to look into how these biases are being used by the luxury industry. What are the implications of the luxury of these biases for the luxury industry, both in terms of as a consumer as well as a marketer. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do stay tuned in for the next one. Thank you.